Hi everyone, today it's all about consistency. I'm going to be showing you 4 different ways you can inflate your latex balloons so that each balloon turns out the same size as all the others. Hi, I'm Melanie from Balloon Artworks here in Derbyshire in the UK. If you're air filling your balloons, you can use a hand pump to ensure that your balloons are sized to an equal size, and you do that by carefully counting the strokes of the pump. So 1, 2, 3 straight off the hand pump and put a twist in the neck of that balloon. So we counted 3 strokes of the hand pump, and it's important that you return the hand pump to the downward position. That's 1 stroke, that's 1 stroke, that's 1 stroke. So these are full strokes. So we'll try that with another balloon. 1, 2, 3, straight off the pump, put a twist in the neck. Putting the twist in the neck is just going to trap the air, so it's not going to come undone until you tie it. And by removing the balloon straight away off the hand pump, you're not going to lose air through the pump. So if you leave the balloon on the pump, you will lose air and your balloons won't be an even size. So we've got 2 balloons here that aren't tied, and we just want to cross the necks over one another, wrap around and tie. Okay? Using a hand pump to inflate small balloons is fine. I still like to use this method for my small 5-inch balloons. But what if you're using 11-inch balloons or 16-inch balloons? You need a much bigger balloon. You need lots of them. This method is really hard work and it takes a lot of time. Another method is to use an electric inflator in conjunction with a sizing box. So this is a basic electric inflator. It's very much a budget piece of equipment. It's the very first inflator I bought and I still use it. So you can inflate your balloons, decide what size you want to inflate. I'm going to inflate to 6.5 inches and inflate. Inflate your next one. Okay, so I've overinflated those balloons and I want to pass them through the aperture for 6.5 inches. So just let the air out. So you're passing the balloon through the hole, and once that balloon touches the sides, you want it touching the sides, and just put a twist in the neck to hold that in position. Okay? And then take your next balloon. So I've overinflated the balloon to way above the 6.5 inches I want, and that's to stretch out the latex, and then just pass that through the hole. And at the point where the balloon just touching the side and will go through the hole, put a twist in the neck, okay? And then take hold of those necks and nozzles, wrap them round a couple of times, and you can tie those 2 together. Just round them off slightly by pressing them down onto the table, and you've got a duplet, both sized to 6.5 inches. Now, one of the things you need to be aware of when sizing this method, you need to have the same person doing the sizing, because everybody does this very slightly differently. So if you've got people sizing, lots of different people sizing to using a sizing box and the inflator, they will do it very slightly differently. So I do recommend that you have one person just sizing if you size this way. This method is fine, but what happens if your sizing box doesn't have the aperture that you need? So this particular box doesn't have an 8-inch hole, and I size balloons to 8 inches regularly, so I have to use a different method. This next method is so easy. Take 2 chairs the same height and measure the gap. So I'm looking for an 8-inch gap to adjust very, very carefully. Okie dokie. So you're at 8 inches there. Take your inflated balloons and just drop them through the centre until the balloon touches the sides, and we'll just pass through easily. Then hang on to that balloon Do the same with the next one. And then you can take those two together and tie them together. Okay, and your balloons are sized evenly. This method of using two chair backs is really great if you're working at a venue and you suddenly find that you need to inflate a balloon to a particular size, and you can just grab two chairs, place them back to back and inflate what you need. But there is one drawback, and that is at venues people tend to be really helpful, and if you leave two chairs positioned like this, they will move them out of the way and tidy them away and put them away and you think, oh no, I've got to measure again. So here's my tip to help you there. I've just got a long piece of curling ribbon. I'm passing it through the holes here. You could tie it around the arms here, you could tie it around the backs, and I'm just going to tie it in position, okay? So I just want to tie it so that it holds these two chairs at this point. So having done this, anyone who's wanting to tidy up at your venue, they're going to see the ribbon, they're going to realise there's something going on here, I'm not going to move these. And if anything happens, if you trip up, you stumble into these, you accidentally move the chair, then all you need to do is just pull the chair back until this ribbon is taut and you have the aperture that you need to inflate your balloons to the correct size. So this is absolutely one of my pro tips. I'd be really grateful if you'd pop that like button. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Next method is to use a digital sizer like this one. So I'm using the Premium Twin Air, and I can set the size digitally. This isn't in inches, it's the time it takes to inflate the balloon. So you do have to sort of work out your own calibrations. But I know that if I size on this machine to 4.1, that inflates a latex 11-inch balloon, fashion colour, to 8 inches. So I just round those off, tie, and go on to my next pair. Round those off, tie, whoops, make sure they don't roll away, and then convert them into a cluster of 4. And those balloons are sized all to 4.1 or 8 inches. It's a really excellent bit of kit. So this is very much for the professional. If you are doing garland arches as a professional, this is absolutely a bit of kit that you need.